Hey, anime fans and history nerds, yep, I'm talking to both of you. You might think anime is all about giant robots, magical girls, and epic battles in made-up worlds. But what if I told you some of the best stories out there are actually rooted in real-life events? That's right, wars, revolutions, and even ancient explorations have inspired some seriously iconic anime. Today, we're counting down 5 of them that take history and turn it into something you can't stop watching. Buckle up, because these tales are as real as they get. Well, mostly. 1. Grave of the Fireflies, 1988. First up, we've got Grave of the Fireflies, a Studio Ghibli classic that'll hit you right in the feels. This one's based on a semi-autobiographical short story by Akiyuki Nosaka, who lived through War II in Japan. The anime follows 2 siblings, Seita and Setsuko, struggling to survive after the firebombing of Kobe in 1945. The real event? The U.S. dropped incendiary bombs on Japanese cities, leveling places like Kobe and leaving civilians, like Nosaka himself, caught in the chaos. It's not a documentary, but it captures the raw emotion and devastation of war through a kid's eyes. If you haven't seen it, brace yourself, it's heavy. 2. Barefoot Gen, 1983. Next, we've got Barefoot Gen, another gut punch from history. This one's adapted from Keiji Nakazawa's manga, and it's based on his own experience surviving the atomic bombing of Hiroshima on August 6, 1945. The story follows Gen, a young boy who loses almost everything when the bomb drops. The anime doesn't shy away from showing the horror. Burned bodies, radiation sickness, the whole deal. Nakazawa wanted to tell the world what it was really like, and this anime pulls no punches. It's a mix of personal memory and a cry against war, straight from someone who lived it. The Rose of Versailles, 1979. Now let's switch gears to something a bit more glamorous. The Rose of Versailles. This one's set during the French Revolution, that chaotic time in the late 1700s when France went from monarchy to guillotines. It follows Lady Oscar, a fictional noblewoman caught up in the real historical mess. Think Marie Antoinette, the storming of the Bastille, and all that class war drama. While Oscar's story is made up, the anime weaves in real figures and events, like the growing unrest that led to the fall of Louis XVI. It's got romance, sword fights, and a front-row seat to a revolution that changed the world. Vinland Saga, 2019. Okay, history buffs, this one's for you. Vinland Saga. It's inspired by the real Viking Age, around the 11th century, when Norse explorers like Leif Erikson were sailing across the Atlantic. The anime follows Thorfinn, a young warrior seeking revenge during the Danish invasion of England under King Swine, and later Canute. Yep, based on the real King Canute the Great. The show mixes in historical battles, like the Siege of London, in 1013, with some artistic flair. Plus, the Vinland part nods to the Norse discovery of North America, centuries before Columbus. It's brutal, bloody, and grounded in that wild Viking era. Golden Kamuy, 2018. Finally, let's talk Golden Kamuy. This one's set in early 20th century Japan, right after the Russo-Japanese War of 1904-1905. It follows a soldier named Saichi Sugimoto hunting for hidden Ainu gold in Hokkaido. The Ainu are Japan's indigenous people, and the anime shines a light on their culture, which was heavily suppressed back then. Real events, like the war and the tension between Japanese settlers and the Ainu, frame the story. It's a treasure hunt with guns, survival, and some surprisingly accurate history lessons tucked into the action. So there you go, 5 anime that take real events and spin them into something unforgettable. Whether it's war, revolution, or exploration, these stories prove anime can do more than just entertain. It can reflect the world we live in, or at least the one we came from. Which one's your favorite? Let me know.